Hi, my name is Carlos Campos, and this is my gorgeous, epic soulmate. That's perfect, though. We got some outtakes, right? My name is Carlos Campos, and this is my gorgeous, epic soulmate, Chantel. And we believe in a world free from divorce and abuse, where our kids and children will experience epic relationships. And I'm excited to be working with and partnering with Abraham Gray as he brings a whole nother aspect to an epic life. This man has not only done great things in the world of finances, but also in his personal life. I have a lot of respect for that and his relationships, his wife, his children. He's a great father, great husband, and he buys and sells business with creative deals like no one other that I've ever met. Well known around the world. He is a genius, creative genius, as I got to know him, and truly appreciate all that he does for my life and my wife's life and our legacy, bro. So
yeah,
it's an honor to be working with you.
I mean, so having an epic life is super critical. It's very important. To me, an epic life is just to be happy all the time, right? Everything that you do in life is to be happy. So if you have like a pyramid, the top of the pyramid is to be happy. Everything else is to get there. Whether it's, working, making a lot of money, whether it's having great relationships, whether it's doing stuff with your kids, it doesn't matter what it is. The reason why you do everything in life is ultimately to be as happy as possible. So an epic life to me is to be as happy as possible. And of course, having an epic relationship, having the knowledge to make as much money as you need to, and just to enjoy life, that's epic.
Well, and one thing I've seen too, even with you, is your disciplines, man. You're so disciplined to things. You have your routines, and also you do jujitsu, which creates incredible discipline. So does that help in an epic life, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, I do jujitsu because it makes me happy, because it keeps me in shape. It's very fun, and that's what makes me happy, and that's what keeps me having an epic life. Of course, my relationship with my wife and kids are great. I've been with my wife since 1997, so we've been together for now 26 years. We have a great relationship ever since the beginning. Obviously, everybody has their little spats here and there, but we very rarely have arguments, and we come up with ways to solve any arguments to where they just don't happen. Like, it's basically, we always come up with a compromise, and we always make it to where we both get what we want as best as possible, and that's the true way to have an epic relationship.
So would you say that even in your relationship, your marriage, you're really good at making creative deals?
I make creative deals in everything. No, literally, I've made some of my biggest creative deals in my relationship. You have to, because no one's ever going to get everything they want, right? You're never going to get everything you want. You're never get everything you want, but you got to figure out what's the most important things and what your most important things are, and figure out a way to at least get your most important things and give in on everything else. And that's what I do in business, and that's what I do in relationships. So when I tell people, how do you get along with all these partners? Because I've had more partners than anybody. I say, look, I don't get my way most of the time. I probably don't get my way maybe but 20% of the time. They're like, well, how does that make any sense? Well, if there's 10 things we're arguing about, only 2 out of the 10 are really that important. I give in to like 80% of the time because they're not that important. But the 2 times that are really important to me, I make sure, I get those. And because I give in 80% of the time, I get what I want the important 20% of the time. And that's kind of, the way I live life.
I love how you described that you give in 80% of the time, right? So that 2% is powerful, because ultimately in an epic life, in a relationship, the only time that we can't get through something is if our ego is so big that we won't give in, right? So we always had this sign in our home that says, you choose to be right or you choose to be happy.
Sure.
Right?
It's true.
So that's a key factor. So I love the wholeness that this brings, because, for relationship and marriage, and Abraham has a beautiful family. I can't wait for you guys to meet him.
Yeah.
And the 80-20 rule is powerful, because you're out giving then if you're giving 80% of whatever the situation is, or most of the time to them. That's cool, because that's what we do to create our epic relationship, and what we've seen work in other relationships to outgive.
Yeah, and I see this in business, relationships, really, any type of relationship, whether it's with your kids, your husband, your parents, your teachers, it doesn't matter, right? Coworkers, your boss. I mean, basically what I see is that everybody wants to win almost all the time. And, they win on stuff that's so stupid. Like, who the hell even cares if you win or not? Like, it just doesn't even matter. But they got to feel like they won. And I just don't care. Like, I don't care. You can win as many times as you want, as long as I get like the most important thing.
That's so fascinating, because people would call you the winner because you're willing to let others win, so others want to work with you and keep working with you.
And that's why people keep coming back, because they know, like, I'm so fair and I give in, and people are like, man, you always let me get what I want most of the time. But they don't realize, but the things I'm giving you are, to me, just don't mean that much. And if it means that much to you, fine. The stuff that really matters others, I always get because I give in all these other times.
So what would you say in general really matters to you?
Something that's gonna like really, really hurt the business or really, really hurt a relationship. Those are important things that are like, gonna like hurt minor or you're gonna recover right away. It's not a big deal.
Now, how do you see us working together to create epic lives for people? Why do you think this will be a good fit for us?
Oh, I don't think it's going to work at all, but I'm going to try it. No, just kidding.
See, he's giving in. Here's that 80%. Why would you want to work together? Why is it you want to make this partnership go for an epic?
No, because obviously my main focus over the last decade plus has been to help people make more money, succeed in life, basically in business and in real estate. And, I'm really good at relationships and everything else, but I never really taught it. I never, I've helped some people in that stuff, but it wasn't like my focus. And obviously that's what you do. And I think just putting it all together just helps everybody in every aspect of life.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast, and it has been awesome to really get to know you and see your heart and see how you function, how you work with others.
Yeah.
See you around your kids and your wife, and see how you prioritize. It is really awesome because to us it's really important. And I think a lot of times when people see someone that's successful like yourself, financially, business, making 100 million in a business like that, to them is like an epic life. But then they see so many stories, Abraham, of people that are even billionaires that don't have epic relationships, man.
No.
They suck at it. Like their finances are so good, they make so much money, but then when it comes to relationships, like, yeah, you suck. You have 12 kids from 10 different women, right? Seriously, you hear those stories all the time. So what do you think made a difference for you? Why did you choose to have a wife instead of lots of girlfriends and lots of kids with different women?
No, I look around, I see other people that I know that have done that, and I see ultimately, we talk, and I'm like, all right, so what was cool, what was not cool about it? And ultimately, they're like, you know what? I wish I just stuck with the same woman. Like, it's fun for a little while, but overall, ultimately, long term, it just isn't worth it. So, I learn from other people's mistakes, and if you have such a good relationship, then that's really all you need.
One of the things that's fascinating and that I see that how you handle business as well as how you handle your personal life and your marriage, right? Having the ability to look at the full picture, right? Look at whatever deal it is, whatever creative deal, as like a big picture, like say from like an eagle perspective.
Yeah.
So you can see it, and looking at it, your family and your legacy in the same fashion really equips you for your day to day, right?
Yeah. I strategize about stuff all the time. That's all that's what I'm known for. Being creative, you have to strategize a lot. So I look at the big picture, like you said. Like, I know that, look, I could have a few wins here and here and here, but will that be the ultimate, win later down the road? Or is it worth having, some that aren't like the biggest wins, but later on it'll pay off? And you got to realize that the end goal and what happens at the end is what's important. And all the little stuff in between, you don't have to win it at all, and you just got to figure out how to, in a good way, trick people into thinking that they got the win all the time, because then at the end they're gonna look at you like, oh wow, he's a nice guy, let me help him out.
And I think that's where the beautiful alignment is, because we absolutely feel that way in relationship and how we operate as a family, and it's all strategic. It's very purposeful and intentional. It's really beautiful.
And it's interesting the more I get to know you. I think a lot of people don't see this side of you, but the heart. Because you would rather let someone win, you'd rather not ruin a relationship than you win. We're excited to be working with Abraham and partnering with him to create these strategies. We have systems and strategies that we use in our home, and I see that he has systems and strategies that he uses in his business deals. So it's a good win-win situation.
Hopefully the ultimate goal is to now not only have people have great relationships or epic relationships, is to now start having them make a lot of money in business, have them start making a lot of money with real estate, and have them understand the concepts of everything with business and real estate to where they could make money. And of course, any questions that they have or anything like that, I'll show them what I did, and I'll give, good advice to where they're going to be able to get as far as possible.
Yeah. And the thing about Abraham too, is he's not only doing it, but he's living it. And he's a great example of even the business aspect. The way that we teach people is so awesome. The same way I found that we're similar, because he'll teach based on his experience and what he went through, not what he read or a book. Right? And that's the same with us. It's our experience in our relationship, our connection with our children and our family and our personal stuff that we just bring that experience to others. And I see you do the same in business.
Yeah, everything I teach anybody is stuff I've done. If you haven't done it, it's hard to believe someone that teaches it, because it's just kind of theory. Nothing I teach is theory. It's all stuff that I've actually done. And sometimes some of it I've done recently, some of it I've done a long time ago, but everything I've done.
Everything that you've done requires skill, right? It's a skill to have the strategies. It's a skill. So for relationships, it's also a skill. It's not natural. If it was natural and normal and easy, everybody would be 100 millionaires, billionaires. Everybody would have epic relationships, but it is a skill that requires.
But everyone's capable. Everyone's capable. It comes down to really wanting it. I think the really big reason why people don't have the best relationships is because deep down inside they don't really want it. Like
100%.
they don't want it. Like if they really wanted it, they would put all their effort into it. They would do it. In theory, anyone could do it if their why was big enough. They can do it. So
what then made you want to have a good relationship with your wife?
Again, because I want to be happy. Ultimately, to be happy, you have to have good relationships, and you have to be able to make money, and you have to have fun all day, and you have to physically be in good shape and not in pain and medically happy. So, all those things are what, I focus on and try to be the best at. And if I lack in any one of those, then I'm not as happy. So, and I'm always happy. So obviously, it's because I focus on all these different things.
So happy, epic life. And that's what we're doing together, helping people to have an epic life. And you can find us on Facebook. We have a new group together. It's called The Epic Life. Excited to be working with you, brother. It's gonna be awesome.
All right. Well, we're going to have some fun.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.